according to WorldCounts.com, 200 million children today are active child laborers, with 73 million of those children being under the age of 10. Today I'll talk about child labor and three major vital concepts that involve that topic, including what child labor is and how it's a bigger picture in the world. Also, I'll talk about when child labor became illegal, as well as why child labor became illegal, and then lastly I'll end it off with things in the society that we can do to make this issue better. First, we'll talk about what child labor is. According to WorldCounts.com, every human below the age of 18, unless under the law applied to a child, maintain maturity earlier, meaning any child under the age of 18 without a work permit or anything to signify that they have reached an age where they can work is still technically a child, and therefore they can't do such practices such as prostitution, drug trafficking, production, pornography, slavery, or any hazardous work such as working in tobacco fields. Now, according to the New York Times, kids all across America working in tobacco fields is one of the biggest sources of child labor here in America, as well as children working on farms in general. The reason why is because these are very dangerous tasks. They're very physically demanding, and they get hurt a lot, and they don't get paid the adequate amount for these tasks. So now that we know what child labor is, let's talk about why this is a big issue in the big picture. Child labor contributes to a bigger issue in society. Many adults misuse these children. For example, they use them they give them jobs. They give them guns. They give them very hard jobs. They pay them very cheap. And due to this has caused an increase in death rates, crime rates, as well as drug rates. The reason why this is such the child labor is such a big issue is because children of these age are very persuasive. They can be persuaded very easy. They're very cheap laborers. They don't cost a lot. They don't demand a lot to work, as well as they can be forced to do many of these tasks, such as children in Africa who get taken from their villages or get taken from their families, and then they have to join a militia because they don't really have a choice. Now that we know what child labor is and how it's a bigger picture in society, now let's talk about when it became illegal and why it became illegal. Child labor is illegal due to the fact that it interferes with children's ability to attend school, as well as many of these jobs being very physically demanding, mentally demanding, socially and morally demanding. According to the International Labor Organization, rates of child labor has decreased since the introduction of the ILO agreement in 1999, servicing 160 countries worldwide. Other than the ILO, things that we can do as a society to make this issue better is by being more aware as a consumer. When you go to your grocery store, you go to any store that mass produces a lot of goods, you want to look for fair trade marks so that you know that it wasn't produced in a factory full of children and instead produced by a company that it is intended for. Okay, so in conclusion, in this speech we talked about three major concepts of child labor, including what child labor is and how it is a bigger picture in the world and why it's a big picture in the world. We also talked about why it became illegal, as well as when it became illegal, and then we also talked about at the end things that we can do as a society to make this specific issue a lot better. We've taken much progress as a community, as a society, and even as a world to make this issue a lot better. But sadly, there are still cases of child labor cases. There's still child labor cases still out there, meaning that we still have work to do. We still need to be aware as a consumer, and we still need to try to look out for our children. And my name is Kobe Freeman, and that was my speech about child labor. Yeah.